Hey everybody, Born to Run Coach Eric Orton here. In all my 25 years of coaching, whether it's professionals or age groupers, I've found that there's one fear that we all have that could be ruining your running. We've got a storm brewing. Wanted to get out, run along the Snake River before the snow came in. First kind of big storm of the year. So the storm's rolling in, it's early December, and this is when that fear can start creeping in that we all have. The fear that we might lose our fitness as we go into the holidays, or maybe what you might consider the off season. And this can really sabotage our running. We want to get deconditioned. You worked hard all year long. Maybe you've gotten your race in, and now what? You want to maintain that fitness. But that's the quickest way to a plateau. You probably all know how important recovery is, either weekly and monthly throughout the season. But what about recovery at the end of the season? Again, this fear that we have to maintain what we've accomplished or built up to is ruining your running. Our brain needs that recovery. Our body needs that recovery. And if we fall into this fear of, I need to maintain, and have that fear of losing our fitness, we're just going to create a plateau, and we're never going to have that little valley that's required before we start climbing the next peak. You can't be in peak form year round. You can't be at the top of the summit year round. It's going to get cold. You're going to get blown off. It's going to get icy. It's going to get stormy. So yeah, when you take time off, you're going to lose a little fitness. That's normal. That's why training works. We can't be fearful of that. But this also doesn't mean you don't do anything. Do something completely opposite of what you're used to doing. If you're so worried about always getting that long run in, skip your long run for a while. Fall in love with the 20-minute, the 30-minute run. It's wonderful. Do some sprints. Work on your raw speed. There's many ways to take a break, either physically or mentally. See that bridge down there? They're putting a new bridge in. And sometimes season to season, we need to put a new bridge in. We need to maybe go back to some fundamentals or having fun and doing exactly the opposite of what we're used to doing without the fear that we're going to lose fitness. That bridge is going to make you come back stronger, I guarantee it. But if we keep having that little fear and that little voice in our head, I've got to maintain what I have, then we're just looking at mediocrity. Sometimes moderation is just mediocrity in disguise, and that creates a plateau of trying to maintain. If we're looking to peak and get better year to year, we have to go down a little bit before we go higher. That's how fitness works. So put that long run on the shelf, especially if you've been doing this a while. Endurance is the last thing to leave your body. Throw it up on the shelf and maybe work on your raw speed. I hear runners all the time tell me how difficult it is for them to develop better cadence. They understand the purpose of having better cadence and how it helps with speed and run health. But the reason it's difficult sometimes is they don't have the patience to develop that in the heart of the season. Now's the time to back off. Do a little development work. Work on your foot strike. Work on your cadence. Work on your foot strength. Work on developing more leg stiffness, which is a good thing. See this as that bridge to development to come back next year stronger with a better bridge. The Tetons, every year they just grow a little bit higher. Start to have the mindset that that's like your run development. Every year you go just a little bit higher. One thing we have working against us is all those fitness gurus out there telling us, hey, do one more, no days off, you gotta always do one more, work harder. Okay, that's what's working against us, and that's guilting you into thinking you can't lose your fitness. Don't think it fitness, think of what you're doing as performance. And optimal performance, year-to-year performance, requires recovery weekly, monthly, and yearly. Well, I just saw a black fox or a cat cross the road. Let's see if we can find what it was. Prints are too big for a cat. But he just disappeared. I bet he went into that little ditch. It's what's so fun about winter running in Jackson Hole is no matter where you go, you feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of great wildlife. We're gonna see a lot this winter, so stay tuned. In Born to Run 2, we talk about dialing into your nutrition. And while you're maybe taking this little valley in your training, it's a great time to work on your nutrition and having a little self-discipline. And I like to do it during the holidays when it's the hardest. If you can do it during the holidays, you can do it anytime. The longer that bridge has been there, the more it's likely to need to be rebuilt. And sometimes, as veteran runners, we get stuck in our old ways, doing the same thing over and over and over. So during this time, ask yourself, what's something new I can do that's gonna help me build a new bridge? Well, I found our bald eagles. You're not gonna be able to see them, but there's two of them sitting side by side right in a tree. I'll see if I can zoom in. Pretty cool. I've never seen two sitting so close together like that, so low on the ground. Usually they like to be up high. Got another baldy up there. He keeps circling around. See if you can hear him. Hunting for breakfast. If you're a trail runner and need to take time off the trails because of snow and winter, what's the first thing that happens when you get back on trails in hilly terrain in the spring? You get sore, right? What a great time now to work on some downhill strength. When it comes to racing on trails and ultramarathons, it all comes down to your downhill ability. So working on your downhill strength early in the season is wonderful strength, but you can work on your skills and actually get better for the upcoming season, building that bridge. So give yourself permission to suck for a while. It's necessary to keep improving. And watch for how much self-worth you put into yourself based on your fitness levels. If we can take our self-worth out of how fit we are, that's going to allow us to improve as well. So as you're building that new bridge, practice listening to your thoughts and being aware of your thoughts. Our thoughts are going to try to keep us safe. Hey, no, you can't stop now. You got to keep maintaining what you're doing. That's keeping us safe. And those thoughts are just a story that we can practice just listening to. Those stories are actually a manifestation of our big fear. Of, hey, why do you want to lose fitness? What's the fear there? You're going to get it back. So start diving into maybe why you're fearful of losing your fitness and what that means to your self-worth and what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy. All right, over and out from Jackson Hole and Born to Run World. See you guys next time.